Welcome, welcome. We're live and nationwide. Alright, up you get, up you get. Jesus, that was a tough rest. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Do we see voodoo? I do not see voodoo. Let's look over here. I guess he's not coming on. Alright, we will see if you show up, voodoo. So welcome, welcome. We have our table set up and we are ready to do readings for anyone who asks. Alright, let's close that up. Yes, yes, yes. Close. Did we get that? Yes, we did. Let's make sure. Alright. So goods are ready to deliver. But we might not be doing them. I went into the main lobby thinking that perhaps Voodoo would be there. If he's not, then there's a really good chance I'll take it back into the other lobby. It's too hard to do readings while you're in a main lobby. It's too hard to focus on both, if that makes sense. Alright. There we go. That is done. Alright, let's get out of there and open up the channel. So I hope everybody's having a great day. Still got COVID here. Achy, tired, headache, fever. That's what COVID is. Feels like kind of a flu. People say it's like a cold, but I don't have so much. Hey, blood, how you doing? Would you like to have your 3-card reading, blood? Back you go. As soon as you set down your controller, it wants to go. All you do is think about a question. Have a question in your mind. I take the cards. I give them a good shuffle. I shuffled them before this, so they're already shuffled. Now what I do is while you're thinking of your question, I cut the cards. And then we take the top card, and in regards to your question, this card is in relation to the past, so it's the 4 of Wands. And in regards to the question right now, you got the 7 of Pentacles, so that's your right now card. And in the future, you have the 6 of Pentacles. So let's go look those up. The Wands. The 4 of Wands is about completion and celebration. So, in regards to your question, in the past there has been some sort of completion, a celebration of something that you accomplished, and the reading says you've done it. The 4 of Wands is a card of completion. Your labors have been steady and strong, and the harvest will be plentiful. In other words, it's time to party. There might be an upcoming event to mark this occasion, a graduation, wedding, or celebration of some sort, some kind. So enjoy yourself and those you love. This is an exciting and prosperous time. So in the past, you've perhaps some graduation or wedding or celebration, something that you celebrated in the past in regards to your question. So the Seven of Pentacles is what's happening right now. So the Seven of Pentacles is about a period of contemplation. It's a curious card. The Seven of Pentacles shows a period of contemplation and uncertainty. So you went through your graduation process with this, and now you're in a state of uncertainty. You're looking back at all your hard work and wondering how it's been a failure or a success. You can't seem to decide. Shouldn't you be able to reap more rewards by now? Maybe so, but the mind has control over perception. It's possible your rewards are waiting for you to recognize them. They are not always monetary. And in regards to the future with this question, we move on to the Six of Pentacles. So this is definitely about money and work and something that you've done. So, there you go. All right. This is a great reading. The Six of Pentacles says, it indicates that your long-awaited fruits are ready for harvest, bringing more wealth than anticipated. Make sure you are generous during this bountiful time. This card can also signify generosity coming from someone else. If this is the case, accept the help with grace and put the resources to good use. So I'm not sure what your question was, but there's definitely a pattern here. In the past, you worked hard, you graduated at something, or a celebration of some sort, and then you wondered what was going on with all the investment, what was happening, and right now you're in that place of going, what's going to happen? And it says for the future that your long-awaited fruits are ready for harvest, bringing more wealth than anticipated. So a very good reading for you. Hope that that was interesting or helpful, or both. So we'll put these back in the deck like this. Get both those. I try to get them as mixed up as I can. There you go, and on the bottom, and then we'll give them another good shuffle. There you go. Whoops, that card tried to escape. There'll be none of that. Oops, there we go. Cool. This is kind of fun to do this while playing the game. Let's see, I do not see voodoo yet. I think I will be dropping into my solo lobby here. Unless, are you on, Blood? If you're on, you know what I can do? I can switch over. Or no, I don't have it started up. I shut it down. I shut down the PC one. Well, I'm going to do these goods run here. Because I did let Voodoo know I'd be on in about an hour. We'll wait a few more seconds. Otherwise, I am going to break down into the solo lobby. Let's collect these up. I know, I'll go and see if they've got a couple of dailies that I can do while I'm waiting, because I haven't really done too much there. The Naturalist is a total blah. Oh, we got to two more gun oils. Let's clean something again. To get 3 guns cleaned to get your daily. Alright. What else can we do here still? Moonshiner. Oh, we gotta go sell a moonshine. Let's do that. That's a good one. While we're waiting to do goods. Yeah, no worries. That's school has always got to come first. I mostly, I mostly do these readings, so I want way less to play than I wanted to do readings, so I actually enjoyed doing the reading more for you than I would have if we could have played. I play solos so much. It just, well, you see, I'm just sort of that ASMR sort of peaceful person. So that works just fine. When you're here, you're here. When you're not, you're not. It's all good. All right, so let's go see if we've got a run to do. How's school going? The weekend will be good. Yeah, we can get lots done. Yeah, the long weekend. Yeah. I can't say for sure that I'll be able to be on. We've got, well, I'll possibly be on. Depends on when they have the funeral. My brother-in-law just passed away last night. So just waiting to see when the funeral might be. What? I hate that. I won't make any $200 off that. I'm not doing that run right now. How long do I have to wait for that? Go back and take a look again.
Au travail.
Okay, so that's only 28 minutes. I'll have my goods done by then. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in there and...
I have a list of new patrons for you.
see how fast we can do that. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna go into a solo lobby here. That always makes it easier when you've got, you know, teachers that at least seem to care. What are you studying, Blood? Go back to camp. I must start over from camp. Voodoo will show up as soon as I get this all reset to start. Oh well. I don't usually ask for information about the people that I ride with, so it's fairly hard to get information to them. If they aren't on, they aren't on. I just have to carry on. There we go. It'll take a second now to load back up. Well, all the bots are it's challenging right now at when you're in the 11th grade, especially after the last 2 years. There was just so much up and down with schools. Criminal justice, you'll like. I know in our family we had a few go that route. There we go. So this is my easy way. This is my favorite way to do deliveries. That should be clean. I just cleaned it before we came in here. One of my favorite classes was studying social justice. Here we go. Distance delivery it is.
You know,
I had
I
thought to
really
go into
feel
the
like a
police
new man.
force for
All
quite
these
some
long,
time, but
dormant
I'm glad
passions
now
surging
that
through me once more. So while I head into town in search
it
of some
wasn't something that
company,
I,
could
by
you
the
go make
time
a sale?
I
It'll be a bit of a
could
journey, I'm
go
afraid,
into
but
it
the
and I
buyer's
was
offering good money.
accepted, I thought I had second thoughts about doing it. I was a little bit too old to be starting it. All right, let's get turned around. We're heading which way? Which way? Which way are you taking us? All right, here we go. One of the nice things if you go into, you know, the criminal justice is that with laws things can be black and white. But I've just found through my life that I used to believe that things were black and white. And then you find out that they're not. And you have to start making some calls. Then it gets tricky and you really hope you've got a really good solid foundation. Oh, don't you go over that edge, you silly thing. There we go. Let's get this pointed. Point and shoot. Little elk decided to come and dance along with us. It is, and you know, one of the things, you know, when you see the way things are going right now, one of my thoughts is if you have it in you to complain about the system, you should be ready to do something about it. And that's one of the things about going into criminal justice. You can either get involved with it on the policing side, or you can get involved with it on the judicial side. And one thing I found out is that lawyers are not all honest. Like, that was one of the hardest things I had to do. Oh, look at this. Did you see this? It just put me there. I didn't do that. Shoot. I've done this so many times. I knew exactly which way to come on that rock. And I still got thrown right into it. Oh, Rockstar, you're just so funny. Hee hee hee. Hey, Mr. Yoda. He's doing a delivery. I do think, from what I've been watching and what I'm seeing, is because of the education that you get going into criminal justice, they tend to be a lot harder on lawyers and cops in the judicial system. Alright, so we've got ourselves a ride. Yeah, anything worth doing is worth putting the effort into it. One of the things too, I think, is that there's not as much gray area. All right, Slugger, we're just about finished our delivery. We're halfway into our delivery. As soon as we get to Benedict Point, Slugger, I will do a reading for you first. How's your day going, Slugger? I can almost do this and do a reading at the same time. I have shuffled these cards. So if you have a question in your mind, they've been shuffled. All I will do is cut the deck. So let's get them out there where they can be seen. So keep your question in mind. You don't have to tell me the question. I'm just going to cut the deck while you're thinking of your question. And if you don't have a question, then it just ends up being a general reading. Oh, your first card is the Sun. And the first card that you draw is... shoot these guys before they... So the first card is the past in relation to your question. So the Sun is in relation to the past. And your now card for today is the Fool. And for the future, ooh, look at the High Priestess. You've got 3 major arcana. This has been a really weird day for this. So in regards to your question, the Sun. Let's start with that. So the Sun is about vitality and enlightenment. So imagine for a moment that you're soaking in the warm rays of the sun and it feels nourishing and healing, like all your aches and pains just fade away. The Sun card brings this amazing energy into your life, vitality and health abound, while you feel assurance and clarity in all you do. Spend some extra time outside today. Be grateful for the radiance of the sun and the life forces of all creatures. All right, we got a little more shooting to do here. So it sounds like in the past you've had very good health and vitality, and that might be what your question is about, something to do with your health. I don't know because I don't ask, but let's get this last guy. Come on, a little closer, buddy. Show him here again. Alright, your second card is the Fool, and that is in relation to your question again, and it relates to the here and now, the right now. So, the Fool card is about spontaneity and innocence. So the Fool is ready to fly. His young wings ache for flight, and with a single step he leaves behind the comfort of the nest to begin the journey through the major arcana. Is he ready? Will he fall? This is a card about beginnings. It points to the side of you that is spontaneous, excited and naive and inexperienced. Others may doubt your abilities. Be ready to be called the Fool. Be ready to fall. No matter what people say about you, this is your journey and it's already begun. So you're starting on, something, some kind of adventure is starting up for you. The High Priestess. Alright, the High Priestess. There she is. Alright, the High Priestess is your final outcome with this card. So right now you're feeling a bit of the Fool. You're starting something, you have uncertainty, people are going to call you possibly silly for what you're doing, but that's okay. Oh, let's just kill 2 more of these guys. This is what would you call it? This would be readings of the fire. Alright, come on, get a little closer, everybody. We've got a reading to do here. I think we're done with that guy. Alright, so the High Priestess. Let's go back over there. The High Priestess is about mystery and psychic wisdom. The High Priestess sits in stillness from where she's able to access realms others pass by without noticing. The vast world of intuition, dreams, and mystery. She uses silence and non-action to harness this power. Sometimes this card appears to remind you to listen more carefully to the voice within. Other times it's a sign to look past the obvious, and to find out what's being kept hidden or secret within a given situation. Acknowledge the shadows. So I would say in regards to a relationship, there is still a mystery. There is no answer with this. It tells you to look within and find out what's being kept secret or hidden within a given situation. So I wouldn't rush into anything. The Fool, the Sun card says you've had very good health. Everything's been good. Or you have had access to a healthy lifestyle. And then you go to the Fool and then to the High Priestess. So I would say when you're asking about whether someone likes you, it has a lot more to do with, by all means, trust your intuition, but be prepared to fall. Be prepared to make mistakes. Be prepared for things to go wrong. There will be wisdom, there will be clarity with the High Priestess and her psychic intuition. So even if things aren't perfect with this person, this Aiden that you're looking at, it will bring about an evolution in some of your clarity and your own psychic wisdom. So it's a good reading. It might not necessarily be the one you're looking for in regards to him. But yeah, don't be too concerned, because you've got lots more coming. You've got more clarity and wisdom that'll come from this, and you get to be the fool. Everybody likes to have that moment where you just get to free fall and do whatever you want. I hope that helps. The cards don't always tell you what the best situation is or whether someone's interested in you. The cards are much more about your own shadow work, your own. Most of the time when people ask about a relationship, what I find that comes back from the cards almost every single time is, don't worry so much about what he thinks. Figure out who you are and whether it's right. Because whether he likes you or not, ultimately you have to figure out whether it's right for you. And that will have a lot more importance in the equation than whether or not, you know what I mean? That seems to be a consistent thread through all the readings. When people ask, will he like me? Or does he like me? The way I see how the cards work, it doesn't tell you absolutes. It tells you, because at every second, a decision could be made that could change the reality right here and right now. For example, this is a little bit complicated, but in quantum physics, people always talk about Schrodinger's cat. And the truth is that the scientists are now starting to say there's a really good possibility that the fourth dimension exists within the particles. So you know how they're talking about, I'm still not going to be able to run the moonshine. Until you make a decision about something, the future isn't set in stone. There's only possibilities based on what you're experiencing right now. So that's why I like to look at the past of the question and what's happening right now and then the future. The cards don't ask how somebody else feels, but sometimes they will tell you. We just had the magician show up. When the magician shows up, it's usually somebody's got their own agenda and their own things that they're doing. And I didn't see that in here. Basically what it said was a little bit more about pay attention to your own psychic experiences with things, because too often people want to know what other people are going to do in their life, but the real question is, what are you going to do in your life? How's that? Okay, let's head back to camp. Let's do that. So those are run. I'm sorry, Voodoo. We ran those before you got here. But when I get on, I can't wait. I get her done. I get it done so I can do a reading, and then if other people come in and want readings, they don't have to wait for me to deal with everybody else. Just they can come in and ask their question.
We're ready to go.
Do we have any gamers in today? If so, what games do you like? I just can't believe all the...
The suspense
Okay, there's
is killing me.
78 cards. Only, let's see, how many cards are there in here? Oh, in the major arcana there are...
Sometime today would be nice.
21, but 22 if you count the full. So out of 22 cards. So that is 78 cards. So 22 out of 78. Less than
I don't
a
want to
quarter
rush you, but
are major arcana. And you got 3 of them in your reading. So it's the odds of that happening aren't high.
come on, I'm a busy man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still coughing. Yeah, COVID isn't fun. Alright, so we're going to give these cards a
In
shot.
your own
Oh,
time.
Voodoo. I know, that's what I was saying. I wouldn't have the time to wait, and I was going to feel bad if you came in and you weren't here. Yeah, same here. That's the same with me. And it's nice to do them on a solo lobby because as you're going along, if somebody comes in, you can just, it's so easy to just point and have the gun do the driving for you. So, Voodoo, do you want your cards read? At least I can't offer my delivery, but I can offer you a reading if you would like. I find this deck to be pretty accurate. You know, I do find though so many people want to know about relationships and the cards, they won't tell you that. The cards will tell you if you're ready. The cards will tell you about you. Cards are really, really good for shadow work. You know, when you say the question, should I do something? The truth of it is the only person who you have to focus on is yourself. If you feel that a relationship has potential, well, then you're going to have to put some work into it because they're really hard work. You know, they show in TV, they make it look like it's easy, and you know, you have a, you know, you meet and you know, go out and enjoy your time together, and you're happily ever after, and it's just not like that. It's like it's a fight for your space, and then it's a fight for, you know, your own authenticity and to stay the same and to not let other people's ups and downs take you up and down, to stay on an even keel when life is not. So that's a lot more about what the cards do. It's a fight for your freedom, it is. It's a fight to know who you are. It's a fight in a relationship to keep your space, you know. Awesome, Voodoo. I'll keep one for you then. Yeah, a lot of people want the answers. They want somebody to tell them from outside how things will be. The cards, the cards want you to work harder all the time. They want you to become a complete human being. That's why lots of people think that they're all kinds of horrible and Jung, if you study psychology at all, Carl Jung, he and Freud fought and fought over anything to do with mysticism because Jung, Carl Jung's, I know I say his name wrong, but his mother often held seances, and she was a, no, I'm good. Now that I did the run, I'm good, but thank you, Voodoo. I appreciate that. So he really fought hard with Freud because Freud would they had odd things happen, and there's one instance where something happens after a big fight between the two of them, where something Carl Jung's fell off a counter after a fight with him. So he believed that the psychic energy that people had could actually affect the things around us, and the two of them together are basically the fathers of cognitive, you know, well, cognitive therapy, basically anything that we use now in current day psychology. And Jung said that the archetypes that were in the tarot cards, he would use the tarot cards in his work with clients, or patients as they were termed then, and he really believed that it was a way for people to help find out things about themselves. So that's why it's so self-focused. It's almost never about what somebody else wants. It's not a form of mind reading for other people. It's a more of a structure to how to go about, you know, learning and discovering what's going on in your life. Like the Fool is always a great card. It's a young person's card. You know, he's tripping along. He's got his knapsack on his back. He's tripping along, and he doesn't have a care in the world. And underneath his feet, he's just about to fall off a cliff. And I just love it because, you know, how many of us who are older look back and we say, oh, when we were young, we were so naive. And yeah, you know, it's the all of the cards represent something that's in your life, and everybody has someone like that. So when you read the cards, it helps people to process. And I think that we used to do this for each other before we had psychologists. We used to help each other, and we used to listen to each other, and we had time to listen to each other because we weren't working ourselves to the bone. Now, capitalists, wow, it's a wonderful system. Nobody has any free time unless they're mega rich, and then they might have free time, but they're too scared to go and do anything because they could be kidnapped wherever they're going, because now they have money. They have to worry every second of their life. And everyone I know who's rich have substance abuse issues. So they worked so hard to get what they wanted. There is no right answer to how to live your life. And we get lots of people, particularly the fundamentalists, they'll really tell you that, these sorts of readings of the cards aren't acceptable, but they will tell you that there's a deity that tells you that, he had to send his son to die for you. So, everybody believes in something. And I don't think that any group of people have the right to point at another group of people to say that their system for how they make sense of the world is wrong. And you will always find that there's a group of people, particularly in the fundamentalism, where there's a group of politicians that are benefiting from, something like that existing. I mean, look at what happened with the colonization. They had the churches engaged to help with colonization and to do what they did to the First Nations people here in Canada. And they think that's okay, but don't dare read cards. And I just sorry, Flood, this is just what I do. I just sit in here and think, that's what the cards are. They're basically psychology. So a lot of people don't even think about that. But yeah, it will happen every time you come in here, I can guarantee it, because people ask these questions because everybody wants to know, what should I do? What should I do? The answers are inside of all of us. But sometimes we're told when we're young that, you can't do that. That's not okay. You have to do this, or you have to do that. Should I move those for you, Sugar Bear? Are they in your way? My apologies. My apologies, you goofy little cat, you. There. Are you happy now? Are you happier? I did do the women's counseling certification when I was in the university. Hey, Giovanna. How are you? Are you here for a reading today? Sugar Bear's here to help me now, so... I'm both. If I want loyalty, I want a dog. Hi, Karina. If I want loyalty, I want a dog. If I want my own independence, I want a cat. So it really depends on my mood, but generally, I like my independence. So more often than not, a cat. Oh, I love dogs too, though. I had a German Shepherd, and Bailey was this... They're just so smart. I love smart dogs. You don't have to even post your question, Karina. You can think about your question or post it. It's your choice. What I do is I shuffle the cards while you're thinking about your question. And let's get out of this and back into there. All right. Here we go. So, Sugar Bear has watched the shuffle. And this is for you, Karina. Okay, so I'm cutting the deck while I'm thinking about you. So if you have your question, your first card, Karina, you can post your question afterwards if you want. Oh, you get the devil for the first card. Sugar Bear looks at it like, ooh. Your second card is Judgment. Oh my gosh, you're getting a really intense little reading here. Your third is the Two of Swords. So this is going to be a really interesting reading. Hi, Nanda. I really want to know your question after this because wow, you pulled some pretty interesting cards here. The Devil is about addictions and negativity. And so in the past, so your first card is about the past in regards to your question. And though it may feel frightening when the devil appears in your reading, this card usually carries an urgent message, and it should be interpreted with total honesty. The darkness of the devil card takes the form of addiction, negativity, or materialism. It can indicate an ugly relationship with a person or substance. Identify this dependency and how it's holding you back. The devil's hooves are strong and relentless. Their grip will not loosen unless a conscious change is made. Free yourself. So that's your question, or your answer to the past in regards to this question. Hey, Giorno. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Now your card, or your question as it appears right now, is about judgment. And let's see, judgment. Just before, there we go, judgment, and the judgment card is about forgiveness. So the word judgment conjures up fear and guilt in a lot of people, but this card, it more concerns itself with another aspect of the word. It's about seeking truth. No more blaming yourself or others. No more excuses. Now's time for forgiveness and personal freedom. This card asks you to rise up, let pettiness and fear fall below you, expand your wings and be reborn. What a relief it will be. So that's how it is right now for you. So you've had some issues either with a relationship that is got a lot of negativity or addictions, and now you're looking at forgiveness and rising up. That's where you're at right now, and the Two of Swords is in the future. So let's go look at that. Swords can always be a little bit double-edged, literally in here. So let's see what we've got. The Two of Swords says it's about determination and direction. So where you want to go now, you've had some troubles in the past. You're working on forgiveness and rising above, and now you're moving into determination and direction with the no, sorry, got the wrong one. Two of Swords is what we needed. Swords, swords, swords. There we go. Two of Swords. Okay, it's about a blocked vision or a stalemate. So the question actually won't have an answer. The Two of Swords depicts two opposing forces that have reached a stalemate. You can't progress forward, and it's either with a relationship or a life decision. There's an answer that's being blocked, maybe by choice. So many times this card will indicate you do not wish to face the truth. The light will reveal. So what I'd say is go back and work on some forgiveness. And if you work on the forgiveness, you might release this stalemate. So you've had some troubles with something in the past. You've got to work on forgiveness with it, and you're blocked until you deal with that. How is that? Does that work for you? And now I want to know your question. Hi, Nanda. So who did we have next here? Let me scroll back. That was for Karina. Giorno, did you have a question? And then we'll have Nanda after Giorno. How close was that, Nanda? Go back there. Sorry, Karina, how close was that? You sure can, Giorno. Go ahead. And then we'll get the cards ready. I'm just shuffling them right now. Getting those others out of the way. Just can't believe how many major arcana are coming up. Like, if you think about the cards and how many there are, there should be way less coming up. But this has been an intense day, which tells me something weird might be out there going on right now. All right, so we're ready to cut the deck. And we'll just wait for Giorno's question. And then we'll cut the deck with Sugar Bear as assistance. Okay, so for you and Zach, what is the future? And again, the cards can only tell you your future. They will never tell me whether or not what he feels, but we're going to cut the deck while you're watching here. So this top card that comes out, that's going to be about the past. So in the past, you've had the Four of Pentacles. And for right now, you have the Daughter of Pentacles. Oh, this is a lot about money right now, so. All right, and then you have the Seven of Cups. All right, so the Seven of Cups is more about feelings and emotions. The others are a little bit more. No, the glitch doesn't work anymore. They tightened up so that you couldn't get lag in the sessions, so you can't do it anymore. All right, so here we go. Giorno, the Four of Pentacles. We'll get the information on that card. So the Four of Pentacles is about possession and control. Oh, this is interesting. So you were talking about the future and possession and control. The Four of Pentacles suggests material gain and stability, only good news for your bank account and home. Yet underneath the surface, this is a card of warning. Do not become possessive or controlling. This is interesting because you're looking at a relationship, and if in the past there was an issue of either side becoming possessive or controlling, it means you're holding on too tightly to the material world. And it will leave you rigid, stagnant, and displeasing to others. Wealth is a concept. Okay, Daughter of Pentacles is for our now. And the Daughter of Pentacles is about being responsible, kind, and supportive. You'll usually find the Daughter of Pentacles behind the scenes rather than out in the spotlight. Though quite shy, she's extremely hardworking and responsible. She handles details and logistics well enough. People depend on her. She has vast amounts of inner strength. Like all of the Pentacles family, the daughter thrives when in nature. So even though they're Pentacle cards, so far we have something to do with possessiveness and controlling in the past. And we have somebody who's hardworking, responsible, and dependable, and sort of thriving in natural situations. Yeah, this deck is called the Wild Unknown, and instead of making it like sort of the queen and this and that, because we don't really have queens and kings anymore now, but it takes the archetype more to daughters, sons, mothers, and fathers. And your final outcome card is the Seven of Cups, and the cups can be good or bad, but they're usually about emotions. So let's go with the seven. The Seven of Cups is about illusion and deception. The Seven of Cups is not the most welcome card. It indicates you'll face temptation in many aspects of your life. Whether it's cheating for pleasure or for money, you'll soon realize you've been building a house of cards. You may feel as though you can't see clearly and you can't judge right from wrong. This is the spell of the Seven of Cups. It's best to remove yourself for a while. Step back until you can see straight again. So, I would say, in a summation, that you've had some controlling in the past. I don't know if it's you who does the controlling or if you've experienced it. The Daughter of Pentacles says you're hardworking and dependable. This says stop focusing on materialism. This says you've been hardworking, but it says in the future there's something to do with illusion and deception. So when you're looking at a question to do with someone that you've been involved with, this doesn't look like a very good chance that it would come back into being. I would say that there has been some sort of I'm not going to call it abuse because most people don't think that controlling others is abusive. Sometimes they'll say, "Oh, well, they need help. I just do that to help them out." But it's also, this reading is about illusion and deception. So what I would say is this reading is saying, regardless of whether you would think there's a future, there's a whole lot of work that would have to go in before that would be there. It does say that you're very hardworking and that you're dependable. You will do the work, but it says illusions and deception are for the future. So I would say that there is an unlikelihood of a success with this without an awful lot of hard work and a lot of truth telling and honesty. So that would be what I would say. Not much chance without a lot of work. But don't take my word for that, because, you know, when a person really wants something, they do the work for it, and they're willing to take what's going to come of it, and sometimes the lessons are going to be there, and sometimes people get back when, you know, there's people who are married and they have children. Sometimes it's worth putting the effort in, because you can't just throw people away because they don't work for you. Sometimes you have to look and say, you know, I don't like the way that person behaves, but you can hate someone's behavior. You sure can, Blood. Let's see, who did we have now? Was there somebody that asked for one up there? We've got Karina, we've got Giarno, and now we have Blood. Let's do yours. Give your cards a really good shuffle. So think about your question. And you don't have to share it. It is fun for us voyeurs, though. Some of us are watching and we like to see, what do you want? What are you looking for? What do you see coming to you? All right, so those have been shuffled. All right, so I'm going to cut these while you are thinking of your question, Blood. And here we go. The top question is going to be the past in regards to this question. And that is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Hermit is what's happening right now. And the Ace of Swords is in the future. So I love this Hermit card. He's like a little tortoise hiding inside all by himself. So the Seven of Pentacles, let's get there. So the Seven of Pentacles is about a period of contemplation. And it's a curious card. The Seven of Pentacles shows a period of contemplation and uncertainty that's been in the past. You're looking back at all your hard work and wondering, has it been a failure or a success? You can't seem to decide. Shouldn't you be reaping more benefits or more rewards by now? Maybe so, but the mind has control over perception. It's possible your rewards are waiting for you to recognize them. They're not always monetary. Alright, so the next one, the Hermit, is about the now. The Hermit. Alright, he is 9. Let's go to 9. There he is. Solitude and meditation are for the Hermit. The idea of being a hermit, it's not supported in our society, but in the realm of tarot, the hermit is the most celebrated and valued of creatures. Through meditation, solitude, and stillness, they bring wisdom to all. When this card appears, it's time to step back from the business of day-to-day life and focus on your inner realm. Become more self-aware. If you're intrigued by meditation, start now. Spend time by yourself. Your inner fire is ready to be lit. It will shine for all to see. Alright, the Ace of Swords is about the future in regards to your question. Let's get to the swords. 2. The Ace of Swords, there we are. The Ace of Swords is about truth and mental clarity. When this card shows the whole world seems to light up for just 1 second. It's as though you can see everything, and this vision lingers on through the storm. Such is the power of the Ace of Swords. Your mind will become clearer, your thoughts precise, and it's a great time to make the decisions that you've been putting off. So yeah, it looks like go back and look at that one. That one is the Pentacles. So let's take a look at that. The Seven of Pentacles. So you've been in the past, you've been in contemplation, and then you were sort of by yourself, really alone, and really processing and doing a lot on your own. And then the Ace of Swords took you right to the world lights up. So you've done a lot of the work. It's just you've thought things out. You've been by yourself a lot, and you're ready to go ahead and just have great success with what you're doing. So go for it. You are, without knowing the question, I can't say what it is, but you're going to go forward and you're going to have success with it. So the Ace of Swords says your mind will become clear, and mostly it looks like you've just been in a lot of contemplation and really thinking about things. It doesn't sound like you're the sort of person who just rushes into things. It sounds like you really take a lot of time to think things out, and you're going to have all the truth and mental clarity that you want in the future. So there's your cards. I hope that helped with your question. I have not seen Kiva, not a single day for a while, and I'm just, I'm sad if when we did the change of the moderators, we had so many moderators, and we had given moderator status to a few just because the bots had been acting up, and then when they were taken back away, because it's too imposing to go into a channel and see that many mods. But she was like, I didn't know her to bring her in as a mod. Oh, thank you, Blood, for coming in and asking. So I don't know where Kiva is. I know that she and Bounty were pretty good friends, and Bounty was they were involved. They were with me they were here when we had some problems with stream sniping too. So I know they travel together, and they do a lot of going into a lot of different channels. So my guess is that she just found something that was much more her style. I mean, this is kind of, I focus on each person. It isn't really a hosting where a person could come in because I do the readings. So it might have just been something that she wasn't as much interested in. Yeah, this is what I do. I play games, and I sit here and I do readings for people. It really gives me a sense of peace, because I think that everybody wants to have a sense of feeling like other, that there's something coming that's good, and that it's not all so negative, because there's just been so much negative for so long, almost 2 years. We've been experiencing so much negativity. So I'm good if that's done. I'm good if we're done with COVID. I mean, it's too late for me. I just got it, but I sure hope that we've got some positive vibes coming through. That reminds me, the very first person who spoke to me when I was playing Red Dead, honestly, you guys will laugh at this, but the very first person who spoke to me was named Good Vibes, and I just so like that. I love the way he does that little side pass. I love horses. I used to train them. I just love them. I love them for the... Yeah, I'm glad to have you here too, Bud. It's so nice to be surrounded by people who just are curious, right? Curious, wanting to know what's coming. And I guess if a person's coming in and asking about the future, it means, first off, they don't assume that they have all the answers. So they're open to, what's going on in the world. And I love how science is starting to actually support the idea that we can have an inkling of what's coming because of sort of past and future trajectory. Because whatever whatever things you did in the past are going to shape the future of it. So you get a chance to take a look and see how the line's going, where it's going. And for me, I believe in the multiverse. I believe that all incidences of everything are all in a huge, like the world, not the universe, this game or whatever you want to call it that we're in is so much bigger than any of us think. And it's not about the outlying areas and everything else. It's about, for every choice, imagine that you have infinite numbers of choices all the time. And imagine that there's an infinite number of realities that exist with you in them right now. And that in one of them you became a dog catcher, and the other one you go on to become, a Supreme Court judge, and, none of them are the right paths. Just think about that. None of them are the right paths. Because if your soul is traveling on all of those paths, then you're going to experience everything that there is to experience. And the only thing that has any limitations is that your consciousness is on this path right now. So that makes me go, oh, cool. Right? I don't believe that anything is written. I believe that we have the ability to change most things. However, the past is going to predict some of the future. That was sad. That was sad. Come on. Are you still in it? That's nice right there, buddy. It's so funny because I'm sitting here and I'm such a passive, calm person. But then when I go shooting my animals, it's like... Oh, sure, I could do that. Let's do that. That sounds fun. I like that. Heading to the stable. I was so hoping we were going to get some more skins for the horses, some more colors and stuff like that. Because I kind of think, how hard would it be to give us the choice of every single color on every single animal? Like, start out with the browns, because genetically you have about 75% chance of getting a chestnut. I used to breed horses and train them. So you have about a 75% chance. Chestnut and sorrels, they're pretty much the default. And then bays. Bays are also, I shouldn't say, 75% chance. You have about a 30% chance with a sorrel, about a 20% chance with a bay, and it really depends on what colors you start with. The bays and the sorrels, they're kind of everybody's. You can guarantee that, but blacks and whites, those are
What's your problem?
That was cute. The fellow was waving at us.
What's
as we walked
possessed you?
past. I know, a custom color, and don't unlock it until you're level 600 or something like that. Make people really want to go up in rank. Oh, there's so much that could be done with this. It could have been done. I don't think it will happen, but which horses do they have in here, by the way? I'm just going to quickly take a look to see who they have on sale, because I haven't looked. The Turkomans are my favorite, so I think I have this guy. But let's go see, because I have 3 different accounts, so I can never remember which ones are in which stable. So this was one of my first. And I named him this Faith Hunter because I was reading a book by an author called Faith Hunter, and I just thought it was kind of cool. Yellow horse. I mean, you could. There's like those. The Perlino is actually kind of yellow. It looks like a very, very faded buckskin. They show the Perlino here as being like more albino, but yeah. So he's gorgeous. This guy shines like when you take him outside. He is shiny. And Shadowfax is. He's a really solid horse, but he's just kind of got a small eye, and one of the things that I learned with horses is the bigger their eye, the more they can see, because the way their head is shaped, a horse can see only, see where the stirrup is. He can't see there. You can only see slightly in front of it, and then he has a big blind spot right in front of him. So the bigger a horse's eye, the more they can see, so the less skittish they're going to be. So whenever I see a horse that's got a little bit of a small eye, this isn't really small, but it's close to that. This guy, he's awesome. He's got the walleye with the blue eyes. I like him. Well, they call her a cremello. Another Turkoman. See, nothing does these guys justice. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this guy out and I'm going to show him because he's just so shiny. You get him out into the rain, so it's dusty, but I'll give him a brush. Oh, we can't see anything because let's take that off and put it in a...
Miss?
Have they fixed our stables yet? Because what I was going to do is...
How's the world been treating?
Let him go. See if I can call the vehicles out. I'm happy that I can get in and out of here. We couldn't do that yesterday, so they have fixed this, but I want my hunting wagon to throw this in there. We're right beside it. Let's see how far away it takes to come. It's way over there. But yeah, I want to bring each horse out. If I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right, eh? I love that you keep coming back, dude, lad, because it's fun to...
Anybody show me some kindness?
Even if we don't ride together, it doesn't matter. Oh, he's going to have to be skinned to go in there.
You crazy? Of all the things.
Sorry, buddy,
Come on.
but we have to show the pony off.
Anything.
So Sugar Bear was here for the reading, and then he skedaddled off. He was like, I'm just nosy. I have to see what's going on. How are people's lives going? Like some sort of social director or something. Alright, so that's in there. Now I can send you back. A few more days, one more week, and we'll know if we're getting that pass or not. Everybody's saying we are. And I'm like, I think they're saying they're just bringing the second one back, and I've already got the second one on my counts, the second Halloween pass, so it doesn't do me any good. But I could whine all day about how they don't really like to look after us OG players, but that's okay. We have all the fun in the world. So who else is looking for a reading? Go ahead. Let me know and we'll do you a reading. So now we'll bring Faith out and I will, let's make sure we can, when we exit, yes, exit on horse. So, he's really shiny, or, this is pretty, but I'm going to take him off.
That's a nice
so you can see he's like with kids. Ooh, he says, feed me something. Just randomly running away. Everyone's running away.
What is your problem?
But, I just wanted to get wet here so I can see what it's wet. And we're going to make our lives. So, okay. We go. We should have got this. Alright, so here's what I was trying to show you. Take him out in the sun now. And he is shiny, but you can't even see. Alright, do this. When it rains, that's when you can really see it. Look, the deer are frolicking about. Yeah, you really can see it. I mean, he is so shiny. But as you go through this game, depending on what level you are, the horses sort of are different. Like people will say, what's the best horse? You see how shiny he is there? Look at that. It's like gold. And you see it when he's moving because they just did such a great job with the animations with the lighting. So that is Faith Hunter. Let's not get schmucked. Let's not get schmucked. So we don't get schmucked there. We get schmucked by the other one. Alright, let's go see. So now, yes, Ms. Lovely, I can do a reading for you. And I'll pull up the next horse here so you can get a chance to look at that. We've looked at Faith. Shadowfax, I won't even bother bringing her out. She's kind of a pebbly white. But Cookies and Cream, well, we'll pull this one out after we've done the reading for Ms. Lovely. Here we go. So I'm going to give them a quick shuffle here. this as well so that we got them really good and mixed up. Get in there, you guys. I have about 100 decks of cards, and only a few of them really, really resonate, and this one here absolutely does. Alright, so I ask you, Miss Lovely, to have a question in mind as I cut the deck. Oh, are you coming to help again, Sugar Bear, huh? Alright, so have your question in mind. Alright, so we cut the deck, and the top card here is about the past in regards to that question. So you've got the Two of Pentacles, and the Daughter of Cups is for the now, and your Eight of Swords is for the future. So I'm going to move these out of the way because it looks like Sugar Bear might jump up here. So in the past, Two of Pentacles, let's take a look at that for you. Where are the Pentacles? There they are. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is a card that is about balance and change. So, and this is about the past in regards to the question of what's coming in October for love. So the Two of Pentacles signifies inevitable change in the past. Since the Pentacle suit relates to earthly possessions, this usually means a new job, financial situation, or a move. So even if you fear this change, it needs to happen, and it might be fun. Face it with the grace of a newly formed butterfly. A world of possibilities balanced on your delicate wings. So that's in the past. So you've had a change, either in regards to your financial situation, or a new job, or a move. Your now card in regards to what's coming in October is the Daughter of Cups. Cups is usually about emotions, so that's always quite interesting in regards to relationships. So, Daughter of Cups. Let's get to the cups. There we are. So the Daughter of Cups is about your creative and emotional aspects. And creative energy abounds from the Daughter of Cups. She's romantic, artistic, so things are looking good in the romantic area. She's easily inspired by her surroundings, and a true dreamer by nature. She struggles to stay grounded or to deal with harsh realities that come her way. Conflict of any kind is very disturbing to the Daughter of Cups. So I would say that you're a bit cautious, a little bit nervous about relationships because of the conflict that can sometimes come with them. And so that's what you have going on right now. As much as you want it, it's also big deep breaths, right? Because you're at a place where well, let's look again. I'm going to look at that Two of Pentacles again because it's in the front here. Because you've had balance and change is inevitable. You've had some change, whether it was moving or job or financial. And now you're moving forward. Your final card, I have to move it from underneath the Sugar Bear who's guarding it. It's the Eight of Swords, and the swords can be a bit dicey, would be funny to say given the sharpness of them. But, alright, let's go with the Eight of Swords here. Where are you? It's back here. There we go. Swords, swords, swords. Okay, so the Eight of Swords. There you are. Elusive little thing, aren't you? So the Eight of Swords means that you feel trapped or powerless. You're surrounded by obstacles and threats on all sides. You find yourself the victim. You see no way out, no available choices. Your perceptions keep you from opening your wings and taking flight. What's keeping you suspended there, yourself or others? So, in the future, as much as you have, you're that gentle, loving creature, the future is bringing about a situation where you're going to feel where you just can't hang where you're at. You're going to have to, for your own safety, you're going to have to move to something safer. So we've had a where you've been balanced, but there's been change. Then you have a lot of creative, loving energy, but there's a change coming about. If you don't change, you're going to find yourself surrounded by obstacles and thoughts on all sides and feel a victim. And you might not feel like there's any way out. So it's not the most positive. It is. You've done the back work here. You're a very creative person. Lots of creative energy. But you're going to have to be very careful about whatever situation you might get into. You might find yourself trapped. How's that? That's what we have for you. I don't like to, say that you're going to be trapped, because it makes it sound in a relationship like, sometimes we have people who give too much of themselves, and then they find themselves, unfortunately, in that situation where they're trapped with someone that doesn't always give the same amount of energy. And that could be that kind of trap, but it could be that, it could be others. Hey, Voodoo. You're chilling like a villain. I like it. Yeah, you always have to do the things that make you feel right and make you feel like you're in not in your safe place. I'm not saying get to a comfort zone and stay there, but, when something doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to examine it. There's almost always something that can be looked at. So let's take you out. Let's take you out for a little runabout. Did I make you active? I think I did. Let's go down and jump him in the water, because he's white. And he's got that nice glow to him. This is one really tough little horse too. Like, he boogies. So as we come out of here, let's see what it is. We've got the sun in the back instead of, I have to go to a place where I've got the sun on his back. So if I went up here and then turn around, then you'll see it. You see what I mean about how much they glow? This seems to make a difference. See, this is making me laugh. Sugar Bear comes up here every time I start reading, and then he scoots away when it's done. Like, what the heck?
Square my
And
ass.
these wounds, I have never been able to figure out what you're supposed to do with them. Do you guys have any idea? What are you supposed to do with the two people who are fighting?
Who else wants some? Huh? Who else?
I'm making my horse be silly here. Look at how shiny he is.
Yeah, that's
Look
what
at
I
him.
thought.
Do that side pass right over top of him.
You cheat.
Oh, side pass over top of him. I know. It's all such, good energy, good vibes, and then I stomp all over people. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I've gone and turned them in, and that seems to be about the only thing you can do. But I turned in the one gal who was killing someone in Valentine, and I know, right? I sideswiped him to death. Oh well, points for creativity. Yeah, and I have to warn people, because I'm very 420 friendly. It's part of my, I had cancer, and when I talked to the doc, they suggested that it would be very helpful for some of the problems I have, particularly peripheral neuropathy. And so now I use oil to keep myself from having anxiety as well.
What's in your head, friend?
Instead, you just go do a sliding stop on him. Alright, we've got a couple more we gotta show you in here. A sidewinder. My little snake horse. Which one do we have next? Let's see. Now see, here's another one. She shines like crazy, and you don't see this when you go to buy them. But this is, are you seeing a theme here? I like for my horses to shine when they're wet. And so if they're kind of like, you know, that beautiful, lovely leopard Appaloosa, well, he's gorgeous, but you can't get him to shine for anything. So even though he's beautiful, I've paid a whole bunch for him and sold him so many times because every time I look at him, I go, well, why did I want you? You don't shine. Kind of like that white one there. She's beautiful. It's not going to be really easy to get her to shine here. Look at how many roads or mountains you're going to climb. You're like a mountain goat there. And I don't have any light to show you her lovely shine. We have moonlight sometimes. That's really pretty out in the moonlight. But even right here. Okay, so we get turned around. Yeah, you still can't see how shiny she is. We lost the sunlight. I could go under the street lights there and do they have street lights? They don't have street lights. It's too old. Oh, it does. I do go with the one question per stream. Unless, of course, I have one of my marathon streams of 3 or 4 hours. And then at that point, we invite people to do another one. We don't generally do more than the one. Alright, let's try this again. The sun's coming up again. The moon's coming up, I should say. So let's see if we can get a little moonlight happening here. Okay, you see what I'm talking about now? You see how slick she looks? Look at that. As she's running along. You can see the light reflecting off the hindquarters there. That's the elves that I love. Dudes, we gotta shoot you. Sorry. Oh, it wasn't even. Whoops.
You're gonna be a mess to clean up.
I'm wondering if we're gonna have that. The cougar, the Yuga legendary show up here. Interesting. Come back to life, you. Alright, let's go pick that up. There we go. Let's pick you up. Put John here. Yeah, you can come back anytime we stream. I usually have more than one stream, even in a day, just because I stream and I find that, especially with COVID right now, I just get pretty exhausted. And talking too much, I'll start coughing, so we're not getting much further with this. I better bring my cat close by. What the heck is that?
You sure lucky I didn't put a damn hole in you.
I must have ran into him or looked at him wrong. But you saw the shine on that one. We won't be able to do it if we don't turn this in, so let's put camp over there.
That gate is barely worth
We'll
looking
deliver him into camp, and then we can go look at the other horses. Alright, off to camp we go. Food is probably like, how did showing off your horses manage to take so long? Well, it happens that way. What? I'm not used to doing that. Have you ever had your horse turn his head backwards and keep looking behind you no matter what you do? He's fed, he's got everything going on, there's nobody there, and he just keeps freaking out and looking behind himself. I always wonder what does that. Alright, there he's camp. Let's bring a couple of these guys in here since we're right here. I should have put this on express route. Because that seems is a fairly aggressive game, but most of the time I'm, after I get my loads done, I'm sitting around. I love going up to the campsite over by, oh, I wasn't going to skip it. Up by Roanoke Bridge, where you can just watch the waterfall. Alright, here we go. Put that there. Go grab some perfect, and then we can go back and see the rest of the horses. Although when it's dark like this, it sort of seems like a waste. Let's pick you up and put you in there. Let's keep this moving along. Alright. Don't have to go there, we have to go in here. I love when the old stranger shows up in your camp. I know a lot of people like to just rope him and drag him around, but I sort of see him as a kind of a karma dude.
Supplies are starting to run low, just so you know.
Look at that.
I'll take whatever I can get.
Alright, those will cook along. We can go look at our horses. Alright. So, got that done. Where are you at, Pony? Let's go see our other... Into Blackwater we go.
Bye for now.
Yeah, when I first was starting to do this, I was going to do it with the game Life is Strange, because she's psychic in the game. And I really, really like that, how they do that game, where it's all, you know, sort of story, and you just go along with the story, and you're just making sort of small choices, and they change the outcome of the game a little bit. It's sort of like Detroit Being Human. I like that too. But that's what I was going to do, is I could stop the game at any point. And the thing with Red Dead is it came up with our paying double XP for both. Paying double both for XP and for the money, so I, kind of had to put all my time and energy into that. Let's see. Now, more horses. We'll carry on with this. So, Buell, and now we've got Tigger. And Tigger's another one. He shines really nice. But I'm not as fond of the walleye, that blue eye that they have. So, any of the ones that have a walleye, I put a mask on them so I'm not creeped out by their little blue eyes. So Tigger, he's pretty much exactly the same as I should say exactly the same. He is very much like Faith Hunter, another paint. This is the one that I was telling you. I love her. But she will never shine. But she's such a character. Just love the spots. I don't have a saddle on her. Why do you know I have a saddle on? Let's put that on you. There you go. You're good. I should actually look and say I won't bother. Alright, let's equip that on you. Alright. And Gremlin, you see me with Gremlin most of the time. And Metallica. Another Turcoman. Like most of my horses are Turcomans. And Boadicea, that's the second black Turcoman that I have, because I got two of them. And Dove's Cry, another Turcoman. I mean, seriously, they're almost all Turcomans. Except for, well, down to here, they're not Turcomans, and then after that they are. So, 4 of 10, I guess that's not most of them, that's only 40%. Anyways, I think that I am going to say good night, and I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Please come back and ask your questions again on our next stream, and bye for now. We'll see you in the next stream.